Cincinnati Public Library's trustees meeting for April 12th, 2016, and we'll have roll call.
Mr. Hendon?
Here.
Mrs. Trout?
Here.
Ms. Conan?
Here.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Here. Okay, our first order of business will be the public comments, and our first person is Miss Letty Davis. If you will come to the microphone we have here, please.
Good morning, everybody. I'm blessed and highly favored to be here today, and I'm just really thankful and glad to meet you. Again, my name is Miss Letty Davis, and I just have a few questions for the board. How many seats are on your board? Are there any openings? What list of requirements are your members meeting? And let's see here. I can't read my own writing. So moving on to the next one. Is it all about numbers? And what are we bound to make? So I'm talking about who are we and what do we look like? And what do we look like on paper? So when it comes to the quantity and the quality, is it all about numbers? And if it's all about numbers, what are we bound to make? So what I've got here is an opportunity, I think, to type these questions out and email them to a key person who can deliver them to all of you who might take a look at them at a later time and answer them if you would like to. But I think that it's important to me in my seeking a seat on your board, and that would be, I would be interested in your selection process. So you may or may not have any seats on the board right now. You may have some seats on the board in the future. Okay, so I'm interested in how long your members sit on or in seats on your board of directors and that kind of thing. I just have those kind of questions for the Cincinnati Public Library.
And I would be happy to meet with you and answer all of those questions.
Okay, and who am I speaking with?
Kim Fender, I'm the director of the library.
Okay, you're a paid employee of the library. Okay, I'm very interested in talking to a board member.
Okay, you can talk to me afterwards then.
Super
If you
duper.
can wait until the
Yes,
end of the
ma'am.
meeting. A big cake.
Thank you.
Glad to. The next person is Ed Shea.
Hi, good morning. I'm Ed Shea, and I live in Cincinnati's northernmost neighborhood, Hartwell, and our servicing library is Wyoming Branch currently. Well, I'm here today, I'm also a member of the Hartwell Improvement Association, and what I'm here today is to request that if there's any consideration of upgrading the Wyoming Library, which is a 1950s facility that lacks handicap parking, handicap restrooms, has inadequate parking, and what we perceive inadequate internet. We would like, as members of the Hartwell community, to consider maybe relocating the branch to Hartwell. There's currently an open commercial property on Vine Street, which the owner is willing to work with the Library Board, Ohio, Springfield Township, and the City of Cincinnati to relocate. As I said, it's in Vine Street in Hartwell, and I think the areas of Springfield Township, Cincinnati, Hartwell, Laughlin, Carthage, the demographics of our area, I think would be, utilize the library even more now to the new role the library's taken on with internet. Okay, because we are less represented on the internet per household than the current location. Just, I would like to request that. I'm going to be forwarding on the specific information to Mr. Edwards, as I submitted last year to the office, but I would just like that to be taken into consideration.
Okay, we'll have the Facilities Committee look into this.
All right, well, thanks a
Your
lot.
request. Okay, thank you. The next person is Luis Kuchner.
I'm going to pass today, thank you.
Okay,
Yield my time.
all right. We have a quorum of 4. Our first action item will be the Eva Jane Romaine Co-Director's Report.
Good morning. First, I want to talk with you a little bit about becoming the best. Our strategic plan includes a goal to become a top workplace in Cincinnati. And so we did our first ever staff engagement survey, and we shared the results of that survey with all of you as well as all of our staff members. And there were some really great results in some parts and some not so great results in other parts. And so we have tackled working on some of those that were less favorable results. Those were relationship with senior leadership, collaborative communication, and recognition and appreciation. So we recently held a Let's Talk session for staff to provide feedback, and that went very well. We had about 30 staff members attend, and they were very open in their communication with us, gave us lots of great ideas on how we could improve our communications with the staff, and we have another session scheduled for April 20th. We also have a task force of 16 staff who are really from all over the system, who are working on changes to policies, processes, and programs that would support us becoming a top workplace. And we expect their recommendations in early summer. So we've started working on that right away. We're also in the final year of our strategic plan, and we've begun the process of developing a new plan. The first step is to have a number of community forums. One of those is this morning at 10 o'clock at Marymount. You might have heard that on the radio. They were promoting it for us very heavily, and we're delighted to have that support. There will be several others between now and April 14th, including one for teens, one for community leaders, and one for members of our various boards, the Friends Foundation, ATLA, and you. And I believe, Mrs. Trout, that you have responded to attend the one on the 14th. I don't know if anybody else is planning to be there or not, but just let us know so we have enough lunch. And we'll take that feedback and incorporate it into our next strategic plan. A Chautauqua is being proposed for Reading. If you're not familiar with what a Chautauqua is, it's a community event that has living history performances, music, education, and audience participation. We have never had one in Hamilton County, so Reading has really been interested in doing this, and our new branch was really a driver in bringing this to it. And I see I did not capitalize Reading. That's the problem with having a branch name
Okay,
the
my
same as
note was who initiated this. Yeah.
the Reading community and having the new branch was really a big part of the ability to do that, because some of the things are held outdoors in a tent, which they would have in a park, but many of the other sessions are held indoors in a public meeting space. And now that we have that space available in Reading, they're more able to hold that. Here's just a quick marketing update. In February, we talked about our customer satisfaction survey and the inclusion of a Net Promoter Score. And so we're going to be sending those. I'm sure you've seen these. Sometimes when you buy something and then later you get a little email saying, tell us, were you satisfied with your experience at our restaurant or hotel or, on your flight, all of those kinds of things. So they'll be getting a little follow-up email asking them how they felt about their service at the library. And then summer learning promotions will begin in late May, early June. And there's more about summer learning in the library services operations report. I could not remember the name.
Does MPS feel that they get enough of a response from people to
The Net
get
Promoter
it?
Score?
Yeah,
You do get, it is kind of a proven methodology. And the great thing is if you get a really low score, then you can follow up with that individual and see how you could have done a better job. And it also lets you look at, are there any problem areas popping up? So are we consistently getting lower ratings, on Saturday or on at a particular location, so you can get some real good data about where there might be a problem spot, and also where you have your stars, so you can really, recognize those locations that are doing a great job in serving our cardholders. These are two things that did not get approved in February because we had lost a quorum by the time I got to this part of my report. And so I'm requesting approval of my attendance at the following events. And I hope you approve it because I've already had to make plans to attend because of the tight timing on this. My proposal to present at the MetLive conference in Doha, April 23rd to 28th, was accepted. So it is only for libraries serving metropolitan areas with a population of 400,000 or more. And I estimate the total cost of my attendance to be about $3,000. And I've already registered and made my travel plans. So, and then the American Library Association's Legislative Day is May 2nd and 3rd in Washington. Elaine Fay, our Community and Government Relations Coordinator, and I are attending. And Congress does fund several programs that we either rely on for parts of our services. So the E-rate or Universal Service Discount, which helps fund our internet access, Library Services and Technology Act, and the Summer Lunch Program. So it's important for us to keep in touch with our folks at the national level as well as the state.
I'll make a note on the Doha conference. I heard from somebody in New York City who was familiar with it.
Really?
That said that was a very good conference.
I spoke at this conference before when it was in Queens, so it was a little easier to get to Queens than to Doha. So this is
It was a very good conference to
Good.
attend. I was glad to hear that.
Well, and of course, my presentation will be one small part of my time there. I'll get to hear many other libraries from all over the world talk about what they're doing as well. So I should bring back some good information. The Friends ended their fiscal year on March 31st, and their next book sale is at the main library June 4th through 10th, and they will have their annual and quarterly meetings on May 6th at 11:30 and 12, respectively, at the main library. The Library Foundation, a $500 gift was received in honor of Mr. Moran's retirement from Fifth Third Bank from CBRE. And the foundation received a bequest of $51,374.90 from the estate of Harold Margolin, and those funds have been put into the foundation endowment. 11 Ruthven prints donated from the estate of Carol Meyer Keener are being auctioned by Second Story Auctions. Proceeds from that will benefit the St. Bernard branch. Her entire estate was given with the understanding that it would go to benefit the St. Bernard branch. The children of Shami Bhatti, who brought her grandson to Storytime at the Madeira Branch, are interested in making a donation that will fund some upgrades, renovations to the children's area at Madeira. And they are interested in donating $50,000 in her memory. And we proposed the renovation, the staff did, upon learning of their interest, because the Madeira branch is very heavily used and was last renovated in 1993. So certainly their children's area could use a little updating. So I'm requesting that you approve naming the Madeira Children's Room in her memory in recognition of this gift. And then local author Andrea Chang died earlier this year, and her family has requested that memorial donations be made to the library or library foundation. So we both received more than $3,000, and her husband and Jim Chang and her close friend Sarah Pierce are contributing funds to bring the total gift to the foundation to more than $21,000 to create a fund to annually purchase books for the summer learning programs that we offer. Then the foundation also received a $10,000 grant from the Jack Smith Foundation at PNC, $5,000 from Western and Southern, $3,000 from Wing Eye Care, and $500 from the Juvenile Court Advisory. Their next meeting is next Wednesday, April 20th. And then the Anderson Township Library Association had to change when they normally have their book sale. It's normally the last weekend in June at Nagel Middle School, and this year will be June 10th through 12th. So the Friends will be finishing up their sale as Anderson is starting theirs, so book sale lovers can come and spend the entire week and go from one to the other hunting for bargains. The parking lot at the school is being paved, so they had to change their date. And that ends my report.
Do I hear a motion to
I
accept?
so move that we accept the
Second.
report.
Okay, and I can just approve it by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Okay, carries. Okay, our next item on the agenda is the Human Resources Committee report, but I'm going to preempt Mr. Hendon on this for a certain issue because of all the publicity that we seem to be getting for the gender reassignment writer from Anthem. I'm going to table that part until we have the whole board and we hear from everybody on the board. We only have 4 members of the board today. We are missing 3. And I think that we need to, and the writer has not been taken to the committee because everybody has been out of town ever since Anthem provided it to the library. So I'm going to table that issue until our next meeting so we can have a committee meeting on this subject. Okay, and with that, Bob, then you can go ahead with the human resource report.
Good. Group core benefits, we're recommending that the premium cost share remain the same for the medical benefit plan. Employee 16%, employer 84%, dental plan employee 35%, employer 65%. Library will also continue to contribute a 25% prorated as necessary towards the deductible into the employee's health saving account. For information only, April 12th is National Library Workers Day, and we will celebrate and recognize all library workers. This year, each location, we've entered into an hourly drawing for a gift. The Friends of the Library and the Foundation and the Armstrong Fund are sponsoring. Staff will also be encouraged to wear a library logo shirt, appropriate blue jeans, and their service pins on Tuesday. The managers will receive gift cards from Kroger to use for the respective locations that week. Arts Way campaign. The library's Arts Wave annual campaign, community campaign, ended on March 10th. Staff contributed $4,172 during this year's campaign, which was slightly down from last year. The Staff Development Day has been set, and each of the 4 days, we have a certain variety of speakers discussing various state of the community poverty topics. Each day will have a subtopic. April 19th is mental illness. Speakers from Mental Health America and National Alliance on Mental Illness will discuss facts, statistics, stigmas, and other in our own voice segment. April 27th is literacy. Speakers from Cincinnati Preschool Promise, Literacy Network, United Way, and Upspring will discuss topics such as early learning, building a better system of education, adult literacy, success by 6, and poverty's impact on literacy. May the 4th, addiction. Speakers from Addiction Services Council, Talbot House, and Hamilton County Heron Coalition will discuss addiction, how it impacts us all, treatment options, and what is being done to combat the problem. May the 10th, homelessness. Speakers from the UC School of Social Work, Voice of the Homeless Speakers Bureau, and strategies to end homelessness will discuss educating kids experiencing homelessness in Cincinnati, and in our own voice segment. And that the staff members are encouraged to attend. And that completes the report.
Do I hear a motion to approve? We're approving the core group benefits of the
Right,
16%.
just the core benefits.
Yes.
So I move that.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
You want a roll call?
I can.
Yep.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mrs. Trout?
Aye.
Ms. Conan?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye. Okay, our next agenda is the Finance and Audit Committee. Mrs. Coleman.
Sure. So we're going to talk about the revision of the 2016 appropriations and the 2017 budget and liability insurance renewal. And Molly, if you'll walk us through the revision of the 2016 annual appropriations to start.
The changes in the gift fund are the result of timing of purchases via the Friends reimbursement process. The increase in incidental expenses is the result of conference attendance for the Eva Jane Romaine Coombe Director, not anticipated in the original budget process. So authorization is requested to revise the appropriations as follows. In the gift fund, decrease supplies by $20,000 and increase purchase and contract services by $20,000. And then in incidental expenses, to increase purchase and service contracts by $5,000.
We'll talk about the 2017 budget. So the Hamilton County Budget Commission has allowed the library to file modified tax budgets since fiscal year 2005, with the understanding that ongoing approval is subject to annual review. A request to submit a modified 2017 budget was submitted to the Budget Commission on March 24, 2016. The library is required to submit its annual budget to Hamilton County by May 31st, 2016. The proposed 2017 operating budget balances current funding expectations, current operating costs, and capital project plans. The capital budget has been constructed on the basis of need, that is, what's needed to fund top priorities for capital building and improvement projects. So the proposed operating budget for 2017 is $57,955,450, which is 2% more than the 2016 appropriation. This proposed operating budget provides allowances for increase in salary rates and other categories of expenditure in support of the strategic plan of the organization. The capital budget includes future plans for a branch in western Hamilton County, ongoing maintenance, and accessibility projects. Based on population data, western Hamilton County is growing more than any other area in the county. So there are ongoing maintenance items there for $10 million, the western Hamilton County branch $5 million, and accessibility projects $5,680,550. This budget also reserves two contingencies. The first one is a $1,750,000 operating contingency in the general fund and a $2 million capital contingency in the building and repair fund. We also have funding carry forward and required new funding. The general fund expects to end 2016 with a $12,900,000 available funding. To fund the 2017 budget, the library will need intergovernmental revenue slightly over $65.1 million. The source of that revenue is the Public Library Fund and local property taxes. For budget purposes, property tax receipts for 2017 are estimated at $18,164,000, which is approximately the amount certified during the 2013 levy process. The balance of the revenue, $46,960,000, is being requested from the Public Library Fund. We have a chart that compares the 2016 appropriations with the 2017 budget for the general fund. I'll let you look at that, and if there are questions, certainly Molly can answer those. I do want to make one additional point regarding the liability insurance renewal. The library recently renewed our commercial insurance policies, and as part of the renewal, the library reduced its deductible on property claims from $100,000 to $50,000. The premium increase was slightly over $7,000 annually as a result of this change, and the decision to make the change is based on trends over the last several, over the last several years. That's the end of the report.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mrs. Trout?
Aye.
Ms. Conan?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye. Okay, we have library operations, the facility committee. Mr. Hendon, you are on for that.
Thank you. Pleasant Ridge, the owner of the property adjacent to the Pleasant Ridge branch contacted the library concerning his interest in expanding his entranceway that leads onto his property by paving the library property adjacent to his. This would also allow for much-needed expansion of parking behind the branch. Use of the property would require easement for ingress and egress.
How is that, is his driveway right on the property line?
He originally wanted to buy the property, but that would take him literally to the wall of our building, and we didn't think that was a good idea. So perhaps we're working on Greg is really working on a compromise.
Yeah, I mean, where we own the property and we maintain ownership of the property. Hopefully, ideally, his involvement in help pay for that strip through there, and then we would have the the current entrance into the building and then go on around the back of the building, add some parking, and then come back out on the south side. So we exit on his property and his folks here on our property. Kind of thing.
And he's okay.
It's about 12 feet space, we think.
On Grand Vista or on Montgomery Road?
I'm sorry.
It's on Montgomery Road.
It's on Montgomery Road. On the south or the north side
South-
of the building?
south side of the building, right.
Is that a business there?
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a one-lane entry into their, well, I think there's a restaurant, and I'm not sure what else is in that building. Then there's a small parking lot in back, and he's trying to expand his entryway. And, you know, it would benefit us in the sense that we add parking to the back and allow this to, you know, go around.
So who would maintain the property?
We will maintain property, yes. Because as Kim said, it goes right up to,
It's a win-win for
building.
both sides.
Sounds like it. Okay, the Vine Street Plaza entrance assessment. Design firm FRCH Design Worldwide has been hired to prepare a concept design with cost estimates to renovate the main library's Vine Street Plaza and entrance. The goal would be to design a space that is more accessible, user-friendly, inviting. Change in custodial services. A contract was recently signed with Sawyer Services to provide custodial services for branches in Maine, replacing the ABM, the current custodial provider. Sawyer Services will add to their cleaning services contract outside trash pickup at locations and a second-day porter at the public main library. Even with these additional services, the library will save over $60,000 each year. Sawyer Services will begin on May the 1st. Blue Ash lighting upgrade. The library staff will soon begin upgrading the lighting in the Blue Ash branch, replacing the existing less energy efficient T12S and T8 fluorescent fixtures to LED fixtures. This upgrade is eligible for a Duke Smart Saver incentive rebate. The application for the rebate will be submitted by FD Lawrence, the vendor providing the fixtures, who will also receive the payment. The benefits of taking this approach include a savings of $11,322 on the purchase of fixtures. Actual fixture cost is $4,442, and a shorter return time on the investment with the annual energy cost savings estimate $4,902, a less than 1 year payback. Staff is currently identifying additional locations eligible for lighting upgrades. That's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
Duke incentive payment received. A check in the amount of $29,092 was recently received from Duke Energy as part of their Smart Saver custom incentive program. The inclusion of geothermal, HVAC, and LED lighting and the construction of Clifton, Reading, and St. Bernard branches result in the incentive payment. St. Bernard LED certification official. Library has received notification that the St. Bernard branch, which opened in June 2015, has officially awarded the LED silver status. The Reading branch application for LED is currently being submitted. The Green Hills Shopping Center sold. On March 30th, 2016, the Green Hills Shopping Center, where the Green Hills branch is located, was purchased by Village Gate LLC, Balanced Property Solutions, formerly Huckervy Management Services, continue to manage the property. According to a letter received from Balanced Property Solutions, the new owner is anticipating doing improvements to the property.
Does this include improvements to the library piece there?
So,
Or-
hope so.
Yeah, we hope.
You're just holding in there to find out?
yeah, that was in his letter, so.
And that concludes the report. I don't believe there's anything needs.
No, it's just for information only. Okay, and the second part of the services committee, and Ross Chairman is in here, so Barbara, Ms. Stoff, you're on for that.
So the Blue Ash manager earned her, speaking of the Blue Ash manager, Lisa Sawyers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Lisa Sawyer's earned her Bachelor of Arts in Communications from Northern Kentucky University and her MLIS from the University of Kentucky. She began her library career in the Claremont County Public Library System as a student shelver in 2001. Over the next 8 years, she worked as a reference assistant, a reference librarian, a branch supervisor, a position she helped to create, and a branch manager. She joined our library as the Madisonville branch manager in June 2008 and was promoted to manager of the Blue Ash branch in December 2010. Lisa has served on several project teams during her time with the library and spent 4 years on the Books by the Bank's leadership team.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. I'd also like to welcome you all to the Blue Ash Branch. If you get the opportunity, take the time to walk through the branch. I do have staff performing their morning duties. Stop them, ask them questions if you'd like. They'd be pleased to have a chat with you. Right now, we are getting ready for summer learning. It's one of our big focuses at this time of the year is putting all of our ducks in a row so that we can take part in our summer learning program this year, which is Read, Make, Create. And we're focusing on STEAM, and that would be science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So we are having programs this summer for our children, adults, and teens that have to do with art, of course, engineering, and science. We have Steve Harpster coming. He is an illustrator. I have met him and had the opportunity to work with him at Books by the Banks. He's a lot of fun. He'll be teaching our kids how he draws and illustrates books. We're also having the Kennedy Heights Arts program come in. They will be teaching us about the art of Faith Ringgold. She is a Caldecott Honor author. Her book Tar Beach won a Caldecott Honor. And she tells her stories with quilts, so story quilts. So that's the art that the children will be working on with the Kennedy Heights Art Center. We also have Hive 1-3 coming in. They're going to do all things polymer. And if you don't know what that means, it's super balls. The kids will be making super balls with Hive 1-3. And honestly, that is a STEAM thing because they're learning how to create and how everyday items can come together to make something that is so much fun to play with. What we're most excited about, though, are our project-based programs. We do 2 now. We start with 6 to 8-year-olds in July, in the first part of July, and then the second part we do the 9 to 12-year-olds. This originated 3 years ago, and it's a 3-day program, and the kids come for all 3 days. You start working on one thing, and that project either builds or continues for the 3 days. It brings all the kids back. They are so excited about coming to do these projects. The highlight of it for me that first year was watching Sam Bloom. He's about this tall, standing out on the ramp, the highest part of the ramp to get into the building, dropping eggs to see if the kids could have created something to keep the egg from cracking. It was funny. Yes. Some of them cracked, which made it even better. And the customers coming in were stopping to look at what was going on, and we were, of course, watching through the windows because it's right in front of the windows to our workroom. It was an awesome sight to behold. This year, the little kids are going to be doing squishy experiments. And Greg said, "What the heck is squishy?" Well, we're going to start with slime, and there are all kinds of slime that you can create. There's glitter slime. There's glow-in-the-dark slime. You name it, they have a slime for it. I found one with psychedelic little tiny balls in it that was clear. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. They'll start with that, and they're going to end with squishy circuits. So they're going to turn a light on or some kind of science project where you'll start with something squishy, put the circuit in it, which leads to another circuit that's squishy, to the next, and either turn on a light, turn on an alarm, make something go. You can make robots out of these things. It's going to be fantastic. The older kids are going to learn to create with apps. So they will take an app and learn how to create music. Or they will take the app, they'll learn all about this app in the 3 days, and they'll learn how to create games. So the end product will be either a concert with the kids or playing the game, which they will then get to take home on their electronic devices. So those are exciting things that are going to happen this summer with the Blue Ash Branch.
You realize that the younger ones doing the squishy are going to want to do the apps and vice versa.
You know it. And we will have, well, it's a sign up. Since the room is only this big, we'll get first come, first serves, but yeah, all the siblings are going to want to do it too. And I'm going to want to do it too. So hopefully I'll be able to be on that end of the planning process where they actually make sure it works before they take it to the kids. I want to touch that slimy stuff really badly. So that's what we have here at the Blue Ash Branch.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you. Maybe we'll all show up for some of those.
When do I show up?
I can get you the dates and you can sign up, but I've already decided I'm going to make the squishy soap. There's a slime that you can wash your hands with. So and it's stuff you have in your cabinet at home.
You should have one for adults.
We're going to color with the adults. Maybe next year I'll take it further and do squishy stuff. We'll see.
There you go. Okay, go.
The summer reading program. The 2016 summer learning program will focus on STEAM and maker concepts with the theme Read, Make, Create. The summer learning program will once again include 4 components. Summer reading, the traditional summer reading program will continue at all 41 locations this summer. Programming and prizes will be focused on STEAM and maker themes. Summer camp reading will take place at 7 locations throughout the month of July: Avondale, Bond Hill, College Hill, Corryville, Pleasant Ridge, Price Hill, and Westwood. Summer food service program. The library will once again partner with Cincinnati Public Schools and Whole Again International to provide summer lunch service to people ages 18 and under at multiple library locations. Lunch service will begin on June 6th and run through August 12th. Brain Camp. Week-long brain camps will be offered again this summer. The theme is Read, Make, Create at Brain Camp. Summer technology programs. The library will be offering additional technology programs for all ages this summer. Programs will include Hour of Code programs for kids and teens, Masterminds program for adults on topics such as circuitry and e-textiles, Black Rocket Productions technology camps for kids and teens on the following topics: Make Your Own 3D Video Game, App Attack, Code Breakers, and Minecraft Animator. Introductory Computer Science for grades K-5 workshops for educators. Open eBook Initiative designs to serve low-income children. The library is participating in the Open eBooks Initiative, a partnership among the Digital Public Library of America, the New York Public Library, and First Book. This project provides an app containing thousands of book titles available for free to children from low-income households. Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra Move Complete. The Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, CSO, library, staff, and music collection are now housed in the main library's north building and will remain in this area during the music hall revitalization scheduled through fall 2017. As part of this collaboration, the CSO will donate chamber ensemble performances at select library locations, updating self-checkout to chip and pin. Plans are underway to update all 120 self-checkout machines to accept credit and debit card payments via chip and PIN technology. It is expected that the library will have the new payment terminals installed at all locations by late summer. Library to become OP3 member. The Ohio Public-Private Partnership, OP3, is an initiative to provide real-time, on-the-ground information for disaster prevention, response, and recovery to partners. Established by the Ohio Department of Public Safety in 2012, OP3 members include agencies from state and local governments, businesses, industries, and associations. The library's membership will enhance our readiness to respond to and assist our customers during disaster situations. Upcoming programs and exhibits. June 18th at 2 p.m., the main library will host award-winning author Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson won the 2014 National Book Award for her New York Times best-selling memoir, Brown Girl Dreaming. Woodson is a 4-time Newbery Honor winner, a recipient of the NAACP Image Award, and was recently named the Young People's Poet Laureate by the Poetry Foundation. The library is celebrating Rufus the Reading Dog's 10th birthday on April 16th from 10 to 4 p.m. at the main library. The annual Ohioana reception for Hamilton County authors will be held at the main library Sunday, April 17th, 1:30 to 4 p.m. The Cooper Award will be presented to 91.7 WVXU Mark Purcell, the host of the book club at 91.7, who will also deliver keynote remarks. Library staff members are hosting a Maker Day at Rheingeist Brewery on Saturday, May 7th from 12 to 4 p.m. The fourth annual Cincinnati Library Comic Con will take place at the main library on May 21st from 12 to 5 p.m. The Taft Museum of Art's annual Artists Reaching Classrooms ARC exhibition of student artwork will be on display at the main library from April 13th to May 17th. Design Lab, Cincinnati's annual student architectural design education program and competition, will be on display at the main library from April 30th to May 7th. This year's project theme is Learning Spaces. Design Lab is presented in partnership with the Architectural Foundation of Cincinnati.
Okay, thank you. The next thing we have, because we lost our quorum at the last meeting, we have the consent agenda items from the annual meeting and from the regular meeting held on December 8th in 2015. And I'd like to hear a motion to accept.
So these are all the consent agenda items from the February meeting, not just the minutes, but also the financial reports and,
I move that we accept those items.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, the second thing we're going to do is, we have the minutes from the regular meeting that we held on February 9th of this year, of all the consent agenda items. Do I hear a motion to approve those?
I so move that we accept those items.
Second?
Second.
Okay, everybody approve?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody disagree? No, okay. All right, we can now adjourn to the meeting, and our next meeting will be held at the Corryville Branch Library on June 14th. So we'll be going to Corryville. And thank you, everybody.